Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video I am going to be showing you how to convert your double seat into a single seat. I hope your double seat is looking in better condition to mine, and that is because I have already done it. Because on the day I was a bit nervous whether it was a good or bad idea, so I was just kind of doing it, and if I would have filmed it, it would have just been a time lapse, so it wouldn't have been much more interesting than what I'm doing now. Or basically I would have had to do this anyway. So the first thing that you want to do is under the seat there's a wire mesh where the foam sits on, and you basically want to clip up the whole of the middle seat. So you take up all of this, every single bit, so it all comes up like that. So what I did with the table is I lifted back this, and there's two screws behind here, and if you undo them, this will lift off. It's got two little hooks, so you need to pull it out this way and then it will come up. It kind of reveals what you can see back here, and I can't exactly remember how I did it, but if I show you this, you can see this is where it sits and turns, and there's like there's an opening, so you just kind of need to pull it out diagonally up, and that should come out, and that just makes getting to this much easier. And if you pull back all of this, that makes life lots easier too, right? And obviously your phone will not be cut already. I'm trying to make this as clear as possible. Now obviously you want to take off this too, because you won't be needing that. The next thing I did was also unclip this one from the bottom of the wire mesh like this, and then you just kind of pull this off. Once you've pulled out those clips, you should be able to kind of lift out this and try and get the beading out of there, as you can see in this piece of footage, and then it should just curve around, and that's how you fold it out. Basically, if you reveal what's behind here, which you won't be able to do, so you'll need to, like I said, pull this up, and you can pull it round, you can tuck it round. It reveals where the table was. There will also be a piece of cardboard, which will be going throughout the whole seat. What I did is I cut it and then took the bit behind the seat you don't need out, so then the single seat and the actual van is still got the bit of cardboard that it needs. To get this bit out, once you've got the table out, I just pushed it and it comes out, and then that also is another way to get the seam out here. Then you get access to this, and what I did is I cut down this top bit, because it's only a small bit of foam, and half of the top bit's already cut for you, and then you can just rip this bit off, which getting as much foam off this seat as possible really helps to understand what is the structure of the seat and where you need to cut it, basically. So if you pull back all of this, and then you can kind of see where the middle bolster, the middle part where the seat belt is and everything, there is some wires that kind of pull it in to make the pattern of the seat. What I did for that is, because it's kind of pushed in through the foam and all kind of, it's been designed that way, I just ripped it out. So I just was pulling the wires up, and then I just pulled them out of the little casing that was in here. Or I even might have chopped it off, actually. I think I cut the wires out rather than trying to thread them back, because obviously you don't need them. And then you can cut along with a knife. That's what I did. You cut the foam along there, and then this whole piece of foam will just lift up once you obviously cut that edge, and that's got rid of that. And yeah, basically what you need to do is carefully just basically pull the seat apart from left to right. I wouldn't go further than the middle, because otherwise you'll start making yourself lost in how you actually put it back together, because I don't know, I didn't get that far because I didn't want to get to that stage. And then you basically just left with the skeleton of the seat, which is really easy. I cut as close to this basically part, but on this I cut that all smooth down there, and then I cut the top one, and then I also cut this top one, which was very hard to cut. I actually cut some of the material, which is a bit annoying, but yeah, as you can see I cut that there, and then that bit was obviously cut there, and then all the little wire ones behind the table thing were also cut flush to there, and then because this middle bit was cardboard, that bit there, it's got carpet on. So if you take the carpet off, it makes it a little bit thinner, and you can tuck this leather, and then the way this tucks in, and it all tucks in once you're finished. And then that's how I got that nice bit. Still need to sort this bit out, obviously. Haven't got that far. But yeah, you just need to cut through all of this. Now, one thing, the reason this is actually wider than the seat itself, you can either not cut the foam quite as shallow as I did, but I wouldn't do that because then you'd be left with that much of that seat, and I think it would look weird. So I've cut there, so that should finish the seat there nicely. As you can see, this leg here comes up and then is bent across and welds all the way to here. So I didn't want to cut that because like that's kind of structural. And my dad saw, and he was like, well, you could do like a little table thing here. So that's what I will be doing, and I'll be doing this in this video. And then you could put like a cup holder or whatnot on there. So that's my plan for that one. I might even cut this one off because it looks actually lower. But yeah, it's just a case of cutting all these ones sticking out a bit because of this weld. I mean, you could risk it and you could go to there if you wanted to, but even then you'd still not be going right up against the foam. So it's a bit do it your own way a bit and sort it out and see what you think would work best for you. But then these ones want to be cut as close. I think I could have cut that one closer, but as you can see, cut that one pretty close down there, and this one was cut very close. You can barely even see it anymore. And yeah, that makes that pretty much disappear. Now, one thing, you will get airbag lights if this seatbelt pretensioner is not actually attached. So what I did is I took it off the holder. I didn't actually have the right bit, but I would have unscrewed it, but I just ground off the head of the nut and pulled it off. And this way I'm going to cable tie this or attach this under here so the airbag light doesn't go off when you're driving, which it doesn't at the moment. I've tested it, the ignition, it all works fine. You just need to find a way to get rid of that. Or you can have it on, but that will fail an MOT. You'll need to primer it, otherwise you'll get rusty ends, which I haven't yet done. So yeah, you can get rid of that as it's just clearly demonstrated itself. And then sorting out this is a whole nother story. I think there is no material to to sew to underneath. So I think I might glue it, but I need to work out how and what I'm going to do with it. It might even work, actually, if you tuck it in between the wire mesh and the foam itself. That might work if you tucked it in there, rather than currently I have it going around here. I'm not sure though. I shall come back to you and report back when I've done it. But yeah, that is it. You just basically cut everything a bit further out than you think. Like, this is still cut out far, like I might need to trim this back a bit, but cut everything as far out as you can, because that way you can't make mistakes. This I haven't even cut yet, as you can see. It's still its original thing. But yeah, I'd advise getting the table out first. That is a major starting point. I think that kind of demonstrates what structure is behind and what you can get to. Pull back as much of this upholstery as you can. Pull it over to the right, the one that goes up the pillar and across. This one, you will need to pull it over the little seat things at the top, the headrest. But once you've done that, it's pretty much not even attached at the top. It's just really attached there. So you just need to cut that little bit off, literally just that, and then it will come right off. And then you're left with just the skeleton, and then you can decide where you want to grind, which is up to you, because you can go, like I said, sticking out a bit, which actually kind of is, if I show you, almost level with the seat base, because I think with the double seats they shift them all towards the door a little, because as you can see, the actual foam for the seat ends there, I've measured that, that is the exact same size as the driver's. So what I think I'm now going to do, if you look here, there's two of the clips I was on about that go to the memory foam or to the wire mesh below. And then I'm going to cut in between there, which goes to about there, and cut in a straight line, a couple of centimetres there, and basically that should go under there. And I think I'm going to glue that to the underside, and obviously that will make quite a nice side to the seat, and obviously you wouldn't have any of this. And then what I'm going to do, because you probably can't see the perspective on camera, but this one is quite low, and then it comes to this one, and then this one's lower again, so it'd be like bowed. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all this wire mesh off as well. Also, if you do have any questions for me about this whole thing, because I know I didn't actually film it and I'm really sorry, I do really want to encourage this really, because I think it's outrageous people paying £400 for a seat, or 50. I think these ones I've looked on sale, these are about 50 quid a seat, and I think that's just ridiculous, and so many people pay it, but so many people are coming up for other options, and this is another option, and I do want to make it as clear as possible. I'm sure there'll be other people making videos, which is great, but if we can start something here, that'll be amazing. I know there's a few people interested in how I did it, and I'm sorry I didn't film it while I was doing it. Like I said, I had no clue what I was doing, and I was wondering whether it was a terrible idea or a great idea, and I've come up, it is a great idea. I can now walk through the door in here, if I make it brighter, which I've also added a handle to, which I also didn't film because I've never installed one of them before, so I'm really sorry about the stuff that I don't film, but I will be filming the rest of the seat. Here we go. That's it, cutting this stuff now. I know it always feels terrible cutting at first, but once you get into it, it's actually alright. You just need to make sure you always cut outside, because when you've got this much material it's hard to actually put it where you want it. So just cut well outside where you think you want it, and then pretty much you can't go wrong. That's the tip of the day, cut outside of the line. As you can see, I'm cutting way thicker than the foam. The foam is not 20 centimeters thick, but that's what I'm cutting off. I'm even cutting further than I said I was going to cut, which was already pretty far. This is the idea, like this is still way too much, but you can get an idea of what you want to do with it, because there's much less material to play with. So you can go, right, that's where I wanted it, I wanted that under there. This, can it tuck behind there? No, I think I'm going to have to cut a bit more off there. And then this bit down here, yeah, that looks good. That fits under there. Fits under there quite nicely. And I think I'm going to have to cut this tail off too. And this stitching kind of actually comes apart quite easily when you start off the tear. So you don't even need to cut that way. And then that's going to tuck under there. Just make small adjustments, that's the key as well. Now, I did use most of the wheel before cutting this. It was a full disc, so yeah, you're gonna need a grinding disc, a whole one. Right. Oh, and I would suggest doing the bigger ones first, because you're gonna want a bigger bit of cutting disc, which I didn't think about, but I would definitely recommend that. So there we are, it's all nice and smooth now, because before it was very sharp the last time I did it. So there, and you can see there too, and then this one I've cut off, and these three even I've grinded down, smoothed off, and now I'll move that out of the way, and I'm gonna just put some Hammerite spray on it, you know, just to stop it rusting. I'm surprised it hasn't rusted already. It's been in a damp condensate cab. So hello everyone, I've just cut this, and it's a bit of 12mm ply, nothing nice, because I'm gonna obviously don't want it to be wood. I might see if I can find some black paint, but which would look very nice, but if not I'll just pick some warm oak varnish, which will darken the colour significantly and it'll blend in. But obviously this being in vehicle, I think you could put your phone here, you could put a drink here. Here's the thing, what I'm going to do is I've cut this 2cm strip of 3.6mm ply. What I'm going to now try is insane. No it's not, but basically I was going to just cut that at an angle, but my dad said it might be worth trying, because steam bending is a thing, and obviously they do it with old traditional narrowboats and stuff. So I might see if I can bend that round there with some steam, because it almost does go, but it does start to crack, and with it being 3.6mm ply, it should bend. It's not got much further to go, it is almost there. Now I put a couple of screws in it, but what I've got is these flathead countersunk bolts, and they just go into here, and they look really nice too. So I'm actually doing quite a good job of this actually, unexpectedly. But yeah, they just go into the tubes. They're not very long bolts. They don't go all the way through because, well, that would be a waste of bolt, and I don't have any long enough. And you can just go into here, and it looks nicer as well because then you can't see them. And then this comes off, and there you go. So another advantage is I get a cup of tea at the end of this as well. So I'm going to try to put you there. When it starts steaming, I'll well and truly steam this. There we go everyone, it did work. That's it, there. There you go. Here we go everyone. This is it. The steam bending worked very well. And yeah, the countersunk flathead bolts work really well. Stick your finger in there, do it up with the impact driver. And then give it a coat of warm oak varnish, which is what I varnish most stuff in, and yeah, I think it works really well. But yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with it overall as a chair. Just got this little bit to tidy up, and that little edge, I think those two bits need sewing, but other than that I've pretty much got away with minimal effort on the upholstery. But yeah, I think it looks really good. So if you want to do this yourself, and this video has not made much sense because I didn't film it taking it apart, then I'm sorry, but do comment down below, and I will help with any questions. But yeah, let's go put it in the van and I'll show you what it looks like in there. So, there we go everyone. Put your keys there, you put your phone there, don't know where my phone is though. You put a brush there, and basically it won't slide up. You can't actually see it, can you? Let's just tilt you down a bit. There you go. That's my battery charger under there. But what I've done is I've neatly cable tied the old seatbelt pretensioner under there, tested it, airbag light does not come on, so that's all good. While I was at it, I just hammerited any rusty bits on the frame because it was looking a bit tatty, so it looks much nicer. It looks better than the driver's seat now. But yeah, I'm really proud of this. This works really well. You can put, you know, drinks, phones, keys, whatnot there, screws. Screws if you're doing a van build. But yeah, I'm quite proud of that little curve. I think it makes all the difference just to put that little bit of effort in. And steaming works. Steam with a kettle. But yeah, I'm very happy with how this all turned out. Just use some warm oak varnish, it kind of makes it look nice. It's going to be the only wood thing in here, because I know this is wood, but this is going to be carpeted. But I will be painting these bits of trim black, so you never know, I might take this off and paint it black eventually. But I don't have any black paint currently, so just wanted it to be water resistant and stuff. But yeah, I think go for this option any day, definitely. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. This is now Monday. I'm going to try and aim to get it out on Wednesday, because I know a lot of you want it, so I'm going to get it out, and you guys can enjoy watching the video. So yeah. If you did like the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Any questions about this whole seat, like I said, drop and comment down below, because I happily answer it. I know how I did it, and I know it was a bit hard to explain, but anything you're not sure about that I missed, because obviously I didn't actually take it in half, just feel free to drop them in the comments below. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and while you're down there, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you on Saturday.